The entire Fever payroll is $1.2 million.
Less.
That is less than the minimum salary for a single NBA player with a year's experience.
Let me just put it into context a little bit, because it does seem terribly unfair, right? The salary amount.
Caitlin Clark, the rising college basketball star and top pick in the WNBA draft, signed a $76,000 contract with the Indiana Fever. This has led to a lot of debate about her salary in the WNBA.
WNBA salary is sparking major debate.
With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Excitement hitting a fever pitch as basketball superstar Caitlin Clark officially launches her WNBA career.
I've dreamed of this moment since I was in second grade, and it's taken a lot of hard work, a lot of ups and downs, but more than anything, just trying to soak it in.
Here's the catch. The entire payroll for the Indiana Fever is only $1.2 million, which is less than what a single NBA player with just 1 year of experience earns.
Clark, we got to start with her. No question goes #1 last night. But for her rookie season, she's only making $76,000. I say only, but that's just in comparison to other NBA players and WNBA players. What does that say about the pay gap in women's sports?
Stephanie, it says that the nation is now going to wake up to the inequality in terms of pay, and it will change. The media rights deal for the WNBA is up. There will be negotiations, and Caitlin Clark will change that as well.
In a recent WNBA playoff game, Caitlin Clark was poked in the eye by Joni Carrington, which sparked a lot of discussion. It made me think of something that happened to me back in 2016. I was on my way to a reunion when a distracted driver ran a red light and crashed into my car. My car was totaled, and I needed multiple knee surgeries. Afterward, I learned that insurance companies often try to pay you less than you deserve, which is why I'm excited to tell you about our sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the country, and they fight to get you the best possible outcome in your case, whether it's a minor accident or something more serious. They make sure the insurance companies don't shortchange you. And the best part is, you don't pay them up front. If they don't win your case, you don't owe them anything. So, if you're ever in an accident, remember your options and click the link below to start your claim. Thanks to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this video. This also brings up an important question. When will female athletes start getting paid what they deserve? The WNBA has a strong fan base and plenty of viewers, so it's confusing why their salaries are still so low.
For a generation, people have ignored the WNBA. They haven't bought tickets, they haven't watched, they haven't bought the products they're seeing on the commercials, and everything changes. I think the eyeballs on this number, $76,000. Now, again, she's making much more than that. Her endorsements are into the millions. There's also a chance of having $250,000 contract or addition for marketing the WNBA. I'm sure she'll get that as well.
ESPN, which is owned by Disney, has taken steps to promote women's sports, but they could have done more, especially with a new broadcasting deal coming up. This is a chance to increase player salaries across the league. To put it into perspective, the current collective bargaining agreement from 2020 did raise player salaries by 53%, but that only shows how low they were before. Players used to deal with cramped travel, sharing hotel rooms, and riding in uncomfortable buses. While things have improved, the pay gap is still very large.
She's going to be a multimillionaire, but it's shining a light on something that we should be looking at. Title IX is, of course, applying to high schools and colleges. This is about capitalism. This is about Americans spending their money in a certain way. And that's going to change because of the eyeballs, because of the TV ratings. Caitlin Clark will be, the Caitlin Clark effect, Stephanie, will be impacting that as well. And it's about time, because these women obviously have been underpaid now for several.
The NBA has been around for more than 50 years and makes billions of dollars, while the WNBA brings in millions.
Context, though, they also got better travel arrangements, because they were actually putting these very tall women in coach. They were sharing hotel rooms.
Yeah.
They were riding terrible buses. So we came a long way from where we were. But the bottom line is, you know, the NBA has been in existence for 50 more years than the WNBA.
Despite this, only 10% of WNBA revenues go to player salaries, while in the NBA, it's 40%. This gap isn't just about revenue, it's a bad deal for the player.
Reaction when some fans learned how much professional women's basketball players earn as a base salary compared to the men.
Yeah, Rebecca, it absolutely could. The ratings for Monday's draft rivaled 2003's. That is when LeBron was chosen by the Cavs. And look, before possible endorsements, the base salary for every WNBA rookie is just a fraction of 1% of the highest paid NBA rookie. But if millions of fans glued to the women's college basketball this year follow those players to the WNBA, there could be a whole different...
Clark's jersey sales broke records, selling more in just 1 hour after the draft than any other player in any sport. This shows there's a strong demand for women's basketball, and if the league invests more in its players and marketing, it could see a big return.
Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, Camila Cardozo, Rickea Jackson are all tied for the highest female rookie salaries, estimated to make $76,535 this year. This is slightly less than the average mean wage in America last year.
Are they doing DoorDash on the side to survive? I mean, I know you ain't buying a house on that salary.
Incoming WNBA players like Clark and Angel Reese already cashing in other ways, piggybacking off their NIL deals with endorsements and partnerships that far exceed the WNBA salaries. But most current WNBA players need to supplement their income by playing overseas.
Critics often argue that low salaries in the WNBA are due to economics, but history shows that with proper investment, like in women's soccer, the returns can be significant. ESPN has a role to play here too. They could have negotiated better deals for the WNBA when they took on the broadcasting.
It's about Caitlin Clark's salary, $338,000 for a 4-year contract. I find that to be a very, very low number. What say you?
It is low, but it's built in. It's based on the past, not the future. So she'll hopefully change that structure, but that's probably what the WNBA draft picks deserve. I will say this, Stuart. I love Caitlin Clark. She's going to make hundreds of millions of dollars in endorsements. So let's not, her salary for the team is low, but she's got what? Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, you name it. She's going to be one of these premier, whether it's Tiger Woods and men, Serena Williams, women.
Let's not forget about Brittany Griner, who was detained in Russia after a team that paid her $1 million a year, while her WNBA contract was only $150,000. This situation highlights the financial struggles that female...
How are they going to get paid? I don't understand why, because ESPN, who we work for, also part of the Disney thing, they came in and swooped in and said, oh, okay, we're going to start to do this.
Let me just put it into context a little bit, because it does seem terribly unfair, right? The salary amount. I'm on the WNBA Board of Advocates.
Yeah, I know.
So we were working on this collective bargaining agreement. By the way, the new collective bargaining agreement that was signed in 2020 gave the players a 53% increase in salary.
So that's how
bad it is.
Let's dive into the buzz surrounding Team USA and NBA star Draymond Green, especially his thoughts on Caitlin Clark. This isn't the first time he's commented on her situation. He previously pointed out that the Indiana Fever could really use a tough player to back up Clark, particularly after seeing players take cheap shots at her early in the WNBA season. In those early games, it was clear that some players were trying to physically intimidate Clark. One incident that stood out was when Kennedy Carter not only insulted Clark but also hit her with a forearm, something many just brushed off as part.
I think at the end of the day, I'm a competitor. Now that it's another day, I've had an off day, now I can answer your questions and I can let you know how I really feel about things. But I'm a competitor, and I'm going to compete no matter who you are and no matter who's in front of me. So that's just what it was. Heat of the moment play, we're getting at it, we're going back and forth. It's basketball, it's all hoops. After we finish the game, it's all love.
You're going to take on the villain role? Great, love it. You're going to be that enforcer on your team? Great, love it. Can't dodge the questions. You go to the press conference, you answer the question. No, ain't no Caitlin Clark. No. You did what you did. Stand on it. I go to the podium. I'm not going to not answer a question about Rudy Gobert or whoever else. Stand on it.
Green, however, disagrees with that view. He pointed out that even during the more physical eras of teams like the New York Knicks and Indiana Pacers,
you got to stand on it. Regardless of what your answer going to be, you cannot hide from the question. Stand on what you did. You can't then run to Twitter and I said, no. They had a chance to ask you a question, and you hid. Stand on what you say. Stand on what you do. That's my own.